Imagine a playground. The sound isn't laughter, but the distant rumble of artillery. The game isn't hide-and-seek, but a real search for shelter from falling bombs. For millions of children around the world, this is not a nightmare. This is their childhood, their reality. This is what it means to grow up on the front lines of war. Welcome to Beast Stories. Today, we journey into a world most of us can only imagine to understand the lives of war's youngest victims. These are not just statistics you see on the news. They are children with dreams, fears, and a resilience that is both heartbreaking and profoundly inspiring. From the rubble-strewn streets of cities you know by name to forgotten conflict zones hidden from the world's eye, a generation is being shaped by violence. What does it mean for a child's mind when their sense of safety is shattered before it's even formed? In many conflict areas, the school bell has been replaced by the air raid siren. Classrooms, once places of learning and friendship, are now deserted ruins or crowded, makeshift shelters. Education becomes a luxury, a distant memory. For children like 7-year-old Amara, her only classroom is the dusty floor of a refugee camp. Her teacher, a volunteer with no supplies, uses charcoal on a broken piece of wall to teach the alphabet. For Amara, learning to read is an act of defiance, a quiet promise to herself that war will not steal her future. But for every Amara, there are thousands who lose this opportunity, their potential buried under the weight of conflict. The loss isn't just about textbooks and exams. It's the loss of structure, of social development, and of the simple joy of learning alongside friends. But the scars of war are not just visible in the destroyed buildings. They run much deeper, etched into the minds of the children who live through it. Psychologists call it complex trauma. These children witness events no one, let alone a child, should ever see. The constant state of fear, the loss of family members, and the daily uncertainty rewires their brains. Play, the fundamental work of childhood, changes. A simple game of catch might be interrupted by a sudden need to flee. Drawings are not of sunny days and happy families, but of tanks, soldiers, and explosions. This is their way of processing the unprocessed, of trying to make sense of a world that makes no sense. We spoke to aid workers who describe children who have forgotten how to cry, their emotions locked away as a survival mechanism. Others suffer from constant nightmares, anxiety, and an inability to trust adults. Healing these invisible wounds is a monumental task, often taking years of specialized support that is tragically scarce in war-torn regions. Yet, in the face of this immense psychological burden, the spirit of childhood flickers. We've seen children create kites from plastic bags and string, finding a moment of freedom as they watch them dance in the wind above their shattered city. They find ways to laugh, to connect, to simply be kids, even for a fleeting moment. It's a powerful testament to the human need for hope and normalcy. These are the children of war, a generation growing up in the shadow of conflict. Their stories are a stark reminder of the true cost of human violence. But they are also stories of incredible strength. This was just a glimpse into their world. In our full-length documentary, we'll meet these children, hear their stories in their own words, and explore the long-term impact of growing up on the front lines. Click the link here to watch the complete story. We're left with a difficult question: when the fighting stops and the world moves on, what happens to the minds and hearts of these children? Can a generation raised in the language of conflict ever truly learn the language of peace? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on Beast Stories. We believe in the power of these stories to change our perspective. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because our next investigation is already underway. You won't want to miss it.